Hello, welcome to Chair Yoga. Today's practice is going to just be a nice stretch break. So join me as we take this stretch break. You might be at work and you take a few minutes here to do part of the video or all of the video. Or you might be at home after a long day of work and then you take your stretch break then. Whatever time of day you take this stretch break, it'll benefit your body. Stretch break. We begin seated. We're going to stay pretty much in the chair today. Roll the shoulders down your back, sitting tall, drawing the ribs inward a little bit so you feel support for your spine. And then we'll start with the face. So we'll open and close our mouth just a couple of times. Just and close it. And do it again. And maybe make some noise. Maybe one more time. Here we go. A silent one. There we go. Do the same with the eyes. Close the eyes. Open them really wide. Close. And open. And close. Look surprised. Open them up. Raise those eyebrows. And then bring them back to neutral. Very nice. Now, keeping your shoulders over your hips, just your neck is going to move, your head's going to move forward and back. It's a small little movement. I'll turn a little sideways. Maybe you can get a better view of it. Back and forth. Just a gentle movement through the neck, but you feel it in your upper back too. And then bring it back to neutral. And then take your gaze over to the right and bring it back to center and over to the left, keeping the chin parallel to the floor as you turn right, center, and left, and center again. Center. And then bring it back to center and just tilt to one side, tilting to the left. The shoulder draws down, but the ear's trying to chase it. Feel that stretch on the opposite side, and then bring the head up. Let's do it in the other direction. I'm leaning my right ear towards my right shoulder, drawing the shoulder down a little to deepen the stretch, and then bring it back up. We can add to that, so tilt left, and then send that right arm out away from the body, and that'll deepen the stretch here. And then bring the hand in, head up. Let's go to the other side. Tilt first, see how that feels. Hand can push out away from the body. And then bring the hand in and head up. I'm going to add on to that bit of stretch. You could stay with the tilt, you could stay with the pushing the arm out, or we could add on. So I'm going to tilt to the left, push out to the right, and then I'm going to take this left hand, I'm going to place it right above my right ear. I'm not pushing, I'm just letting it rest there. And that's going to deepen the stretch. Gravity pulling the head towards that left shoulder as the right arm counters by pushing away. And then release the left hand, bring the right arm in, bring the head up. Let's try it on the other side. Start with your tilt. Push the arm away. And as I said, you could stay right here. Or you could join me by placing the right hand above the left ear. Not pushing or pulling and just letting it rest there and letting gravity do the rest. Make sure that your ear is towards the shoulder and the head's not dropping forward or back. And breathe. Good, and bring it on back. And then roll the shoulders back and down. Very nice. How does it feel? Roll them forward. And then we'll bring the arms forward, up, out, and down. Forward, pause, take a breath. Inhale them up. Exhale them out to the side. Inhale here. exhale down. Now, as we do this, we're going to think about our core lifting. So the ribs lift away from the hips. Feet press into the floor. Lift overhead. Exhale halfway out to the side. Inhale. Exhale back down. Taking it slow. Inhale halfway. Forward. Exhale here. Now inhale the rest of the way up. Exhale. Inhale one more time, reach up, and then exhale them halfway out to the side. Inhale and exhale them all the way down. One more, lift ribs, lift upper body, pausing for breaths at each position, and exhale down. Very, very nice. Let's take that right arm across our chest. I'm going to hold it, the upper arm close to my body. The arm may be completely straight or maybe slightly bent. We're going to make a fist with that hand, really squeeze, and we're going to release it. Let's connect that with our breath. Inhale, squeeze. Exhale, release. Again. One more. And then really spread the fingers out and then release all that. Stretch the arms out. Let's do it on the other side. Drawing the left arm in. Palm is up. We make that fist as we inhale. We exhale and we release it. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. One more. And release the arms out and float them down. Coming to a mountain pose in the chair, I'm going to come a little forward, make good contact with my feet on the floor. Legs are parallel. Roll the shoulders down your back and float the arms up for tall mountain. Now, if you want to do this standing, that's okay too. Just make sure that your feet are slightly apart, giving you good balance. And in tall mountain, we reach out of the left, opening up into that left side. Hold it there for a couple breaths. And then release that, lift on the other side. And release that. Again, inhale up. On the left, we're holding for a couple breaths, and we release it on an exhale. We do it on the right. Lift and hold, open up through the side body. Exhale and release that and float those arms down. Very nice. I am going to stand for some of the poses next. You can alter them and do them best you can in the chair. So, tall mountain, standing. I'm going to have the chair close by so that I can reach it if need be. So in our tall mountain, our feet are slightly apart, our shoulders down our back, and we still feel that little bit of lift in our ribs. I'm going to turn a little sideways, and I'm going to float my arms up over my head. And to the best of your ability, see if you can get those arms over the shoulders and the shoulders over the hips. And then we'll reach out of the right, like we did in the chair, and we'll reach out of the left. Reaching side to side, maybe a little faster now, just a little. Or going with your breath. And then both arms reach up, and then we gently bring them down at our side. Now I'm going to face my chair in case I need it. I'm going to step one foot back. My left foot's going back, foot's on the floor. Front foot is out in front of me, and I'm going to turn my hips towards that right foot and turn the foot towards the wall to my side. And I've got a slight bend in my knee there. I'm going to take that bend out. I'm going to bring my hands behind me. You can push them into the lower part of your back at first so that we can practice this without the arms, and then we'll add the arms. So this is our pyramid pose. So bend that front knee slightly, just a little, and then lean maybe 45 degrees. Doesn't have to be far. Now, if you need the chair for balance, you can just place one hand on the chair. From here, we're going to push the hips back at the same time, straightening that front right leg, pulling the belly up and in, pulling the ribs up towards our head, and then bend it and release it back up. Now, how do I add the arms? I come into that pyramid, pull the hips back, straighten the right leg, both legs now straight. Take the arms back towards your tailbone, lift them away from your body. I've got my fingers interlaced, but that's optional. You can have the hands in airplane. And then squeeze the shoulders together, giving you more room to lift the arms maybe a little more. And then release the arms first, rest them on your back, bend that front knee, and come all the way back up. Let's do it again. So we come into pyramid, we straighten the right leg, pull the hip back. Lift the arms, push them away from the shoulders. Arms are nice and straight, shoulders squeeze together, and we lift the arms to wherever they'll go till you feel a nice stretch across the front chest. On an exhale, lower the arms, bend that front knee. Keep that front knee bent, bring the body up so that the shoulders are over the hips. Release the arms, and then maybe bring the arms up overhead for our lunge pose. Pivot the back foot, lift that heel. Leg pushes back to straighten. So we're pushing back with the thigh, the upper leg. Exhale and bring the hands down. Drop that back heel down again. Once again, we'll come into pyramid. So we fold forward, straightening the right leg, pulling that hip back. Squeeze the shoulders, lift the arms. Hold here for a couple breaths. On an exhale, release the arms, bend the knee, pivot the back foot, swing the arms up into our lunge. Hold your lunge, breathe into it. Ribs lift straight up, body lifts straight up, and then we release the hands down, and then we step both feet forward into our mountain pose. Let's take the feet apart a little bit and bring the arms out into goal pose. You can stay here and just hold this position by drawing the shoulders back a little bit and lifting the ribs. Still getting a wonderful stretch. If you want to follow along with me, I'm going to turn a little bit so you can see I'm bending my knees. And I'm just going to rotate through the ribs to one side. Rotating to my left right now, and then I rotate back to center, over to the other side. Back to center. So let's connect the breath. Exhale as you twist one way. Inhale back to center. Exhale in the other direction. Inhale back to center. And back to center, and release the arms down. Straighten the legs, step the feet in, come to your mountain pose. And let's lift the arms, palms together if you'd like, and we're just going to fold. I'm going to fold over to the right, lifting the ribs on the left, lifting the ribs on the right also, and push the hands out away from the body. Ah, delicious stretch. Even if you just do this one stretch in midday, you're going to build some extra energy to get you through the rest of your day. And then we'll come up back through center and we'll take it over to the other side, keeping the hips over the feet for balance and stretching out through the ribs, both sides. And inhale back to center and release those arms down. Now we've got to do that lunging and pyramid on the other side. So I'm moving my chair. And now I take the other foot back. So my right foot goes back and my left foot is forward. So we're coming first into pyramid. So I'm going to drop the back heel down. My foot can be turned out a little bit. My hands around my back. So I'm going to do just one, keeping the hands down. So as we straighten that front leg, we push the hips back and lower down 45. And then bend the knee and lift it back up, adding the arms. Lean out, straighten that leg, and as you straighten that leg, pull the hip back too. So pulling the left hip back. Now lift the arms and just try to straighten them as much as they'll go. I create a little box with my hands interlaced a little bit, but they could be in airplane hands. And then bend the front knee, lower the hands, and lift the body. Again, folding forward, pulling the belly up and in, straightening that left leg now, pulling that left hip back ever so slightly. Squeeze the shoulders, lift the arms. On an exhale, arms first, release down, bend the knee, and come back up. We'll do one more. Here we go. Forward fold. Straighten the leg, pulling the hip back, lift the arms. Pyramid pose. Feel the stretch and across the front of the chest here. On an exhale, the arms come down, bend the knee, come up. Pivot that right foot, lift the heel, arms come up overhead, using the chair if you need it. Into our lunge pose. Just pause here. Nice lunge pose. Maybe reach out of one side, reach out of the other, get a little more rib movement, or just reach both arms. And then we exhale them down. We pivot forward again, step the feet closer together, arms in goalpost, and then we twist to one side, center, to the other side. Using your breath, exhaling on the twist, inhaling back to center. Fantastic. Come to mountain and pause. And then we'll come back to the chair. After a few breaths, we center ourselves back in our chair. Sitting tall, sitting still in the middle of the chair, half the thigh supported, hips definitely supported, hands on your hips. On your next inhale, lift the left foot, take it out to the side, and then inhale it back in. Exhaling it out, inhaling it in. On this next one, leave the foot to the side, take your hand to the thigh or the forearm, and lean into it. Sideways, leaning, just not putting a lot of pressure, just kind of folding and reaching out through that crown. Maybe take this right arm up overhead, keeping it here, or deepening the stretch over your head. Breathing into the body here, side angle pose. And then bring that right hand up and down, and as it comes down, the body comes up. And then we bring that foot back in and sit in our mountain in the chair. Breathing in, breathing out. Hands on hips. Let's do it on the right side. So we step it out and we bring it back in. Keeping the ribs lifted, keeping the core working even here. Step it out and pause. Again, the hand can be here or the forearm. I've got my forearm, my palm is up. And I just kind of lean over to the side a little bit. Not putting pressure in the arm, but lifting the ribs away from the hip. Keep the head neutral. The left hand can come straight up or can lean over your head. Deepening the stretch now on the left side. Hold and breathe into it. And then inhale the hand up, body comes up, releasing the arm down, step that foot back and in. So to release that tension we might have created in our core, we're just going to make little circles here, just kind of leaning to one side and forward and then leaning back and to the other side. And let's take that in the other direction, a little release after holding the pose. And then come up and heel toe the feet back in. Scoot back into the chair a little bit. Hands on your hips. Sit tall. Lift one foot and flex and point the foot. I'll turn a little sideways. So pull the toes towards the shin. Push them away. And then place that down. Let's do the other side. Flex and point. and then down. And then lift the heels. Just come to the balls of your feet. And then lower the heels, lift the toes. Feel that stretch in the front of the leg. And down. Again, lift. And down. And toes come up. We'll do it one more time. Even this, just this little bit of footwork can really re-energize you if you're sitting in a chair all day long, working at your computer. Roll your shoulders down, rest your hands, and come to Shavasana. Closing the eyes. And now focus on that breath. And every inhale lengthens the spine. And we keep the spine long as we exhale. We don't let it collapse back down. Just keeping it nice and tall. Inhaling it a little taller. Keeping it there as we exhale. Take 2 more breaths. And then open your eyes. Bring hands in front of you. Rub your hands, create a little warmth. Close those eyes again. Hover those hands in front of your eyes. Notice the warmth, notice the energy. And then exhale them down in front of your heart. And bow to your body for its fabulous stretch break on this wonderful day. Thank you for joining me for Stretch Break. Join me again for another video of chair yoga. Namaste.